March 15. 44 B.C. Caius Julius Czar, the Roman general, assassinated in the Senate House. He perished at 5 o'clock in the afternoon by 23 wounds. As a soldier, he was unquestionably the greatest except one in the history of mankind. His character as a citizen is variously stated by different factions. He is said to have fought 500 battles, conquered 300 nations, taken 800 cities, defeated 3 million men, and slain 1 million on the field of battle. 35. Longinus, the penitent, who is said to have pierced the side of Christ, was killed at Cappadocia, probably in this year. 1079. A reformation in the Persian calendar effected by a general assembly of the Eastern astronomers. It is called the Jalalian era, but is only a renovation of that of Zoroaster, which had been neglected after the fall of the Magian Empire. 1527. Pope Clement VII concluded a treaty with Lannoy, viceroy of Naples, which the Duke of Bourbon disregarded, and marched for Rome. 1573. Michael del Hospital died. Few French statesmen were more liberal than him. He narrowly escaped the Bartholomew massacre, and his daughter, who had embraced the Reformed religion, was saved by the widow Duchess of Guise, who concealed her. 1617. Thomas Egerton, an eminent and learned English lawyer, died. He was Chancellor under James I. 1655. Theodore Mayerne, an eminent physician, died. He was born in Switzerland, studied in France, and settled in England in the service of James I, where he died. 1660. Drive Wren, Bishop of Ely, released after 15 years imprisonment. 1665. James, Duke of York, established at Gunfleet the first regular system of naval warfare in England. 1672. The famed Act of Indulgence, passed by Charles II, containing a clause for liberty of conscience. 1743. John Baptist Molinier died, a distinguished preacher and theological writer of Toulouse. 1754. Denis Francis Sicoeus, a learned Frenchman, died. He was one of the first pupils of Rollin, and left the bar for the study of literature. 1781. Battle of Guilford Courthouse, in North Carolina, in which 4,400 Americans, principally militia, under Gin Green, were defeated by 2,400 British regulars. Under Cornwallis. Loss of the Americans 400 killed. British loss 532 killed. 1784. Thomas Franklin, an English scholar and divine, died. He was possessed of no inconsiderable share of learning and poetical abilities, and was long a favored in the literary world. Translated Sophocles, P.H.L.Aris, Lucian and Voltaire, and is the author of a comedy and 2 tragedies, which were received with great applause. 1798. Shenango County, New York, erected, and the following year 1799 Oneida was formed. 1804. The Duc d'Enghien seized by a party of French cavalry and hurried away to Paris, where he was tried in the night by a military tribunal, and condemned on vague and unsubstantial charges of carrying on a correspondence with the enemies of the Republic, and shot immediately. 1809. Gustavus Adolphus IV, King of Sweden, arrested and deprived of his functions of government by some authorities, March 12. 1818. Hector MacNeill, a most deservedly popular poet of Scotland, died. Scotland's Scathe or the Wars of War, met with the unprecedented sale of 10,000 copies in 1 month. 1820. Maine entered the Confederacy of the United States. 1823. John Jervis, Earl of St. Vincent, an English admiral, died, aged 90. He entered the Navy at the age of 10, and gradually arose to the highest rank, and was raised to the peerage. His courage, skill and activity rendered him an admirable officer. 1838. The city of Bahia, in Brazil, taken from the rebels or insurgents, by the imperial troops, with loss of blood on both sides. The rebels fired the city. About 3,000 of them were taken prisoners. 1839. Battle of Tuxpan. The Mexican government troops, Centralists under Jincos, defeated at Tuxpan by the Federalists under John Mexia, with a loss of 300 killed and several hundred prisoners. 1840. James Riley, an American sea captain, died at sea, aged 63. He is well known as the author of Riley's narrative, which contains an account of his captivity and sufferings in northern Africa. 1856. The steam ferryboat, New Jersey, while crossing the Delaware from Philadelphia to Camden, took fire and a large number of persons perished.